So the Bose Soundlink Max is a very premium feeling speaker. I really appreciate that it still has an audio jack, and I really like that you can use its USB-C port to charge your own devices. However, relative to its size and price and overall performance, I feel the Bose Soundlink Max is overpriced and hard to justify. So today we're going to see how the Bose Soundlink Max stacks up to both the JBL Boombox 3 and the Sony ULT 7, which aren't far off from the Bose Soundlink Max. Regarding pricing, the Bose Soundlink Max retails for $400. Very up there if you ask me, especially relative to its sound performance. And if you want a shoulder strap, that's going to be sold separately for $45. But then there's both the JBL Boombox 3 and Sony ULT 7, which both retail for $500, but they like to go on sale for around $400. So do you see why I'm saying the Bose is hard to justify? Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these speakers up, they will be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, pick up a big head approved hat, link down below. We've got trucker hats and snapbacks. By buying a hat, you help the unbiased and unsponsored videos coming, and it also helps us cover more products and produce more versus videos. Thank you to everyone who's already bought a hat, and look out for more designs coming soon. And also, please remember to hit that like button, and let's get subscribed. Now first, there's the design of these speakers. One of the main selling points of the Soundlink Max is just that it's small and durable, so you can easily take it on the go with you. And if you want, you can get that shoulder strap for it. However, there are plenty of other speakers out there that come included with a shoulder strap. Personally, I don't think that it's cool that Bose is selling the shoulder strap separately. Now, both the JBL Boombox 3 and Sony ULT 7 are portable, and they're easy enough to take on the go with you. However, these speakers are larger and they're heavier, because the Boombox 3 weighs in at 14.7 pounds and the ULT 7 weighs in at 13.9 pounds, whereas the Bose weighs in at 4.9 pounds. So the Bose is a lot smaller and portable, but all of these speakers are equally as durable and they're all waterproof. However, there is one thing that the ULT 7 has over these two JBL speakers, and that's its built-in light feature that's tucked away in its passive radiator. Now, it is there if you want it, but personally, I don't use this light feature because it is hard to see and it does take an additional toll on the battery life. So personally, I just use the ULT 7 without the light feature, and instead, I just enjoy the improved battery life. Now, when it comes to battery life, the Bose Soundlink Max has an advertised battery life of 20 hours, but this advertised battery life of 20 hours is with this speaker playing at 65% volume, which is not bad, but this speaker is a little quiet for its size and price. But real-world use with this speaker playing at 85% volume is good for around 10 hours of playback time. But then there's the Boombox 3, which has an advertised battery life of 24 hours, but this advertised battery life of 24 hours is with this speaker playing at 50% volume. World use with this speaker playing at 80% volume is going to be good for around 8 hours of playback time. But then there's the Sony ULT 7, which has an advertised battery life of 30 hours, but that's with this speaker playing at 32% volume, but with its light feature turned off, but with the ULT feature turned on, which is good. But real-world use with this speaker playing at 80% volume, and while it's set to ULT 2, it's good for around 8 hours of playback time as well. And the ULT 7 gets a little louder than the Boombox 3, and obviously these two larger speakers get significantly louder than the Bose Soundlink Max. But when it comes to charging these speakers, both the Boombox 3 and ULT 7 charge via a double-barrel AC port, and there is no external power brick that you have to worry about. Whereas the Bose charges via a USB-C port, so you can either use your phone's USB-C charging cable or you can use its included charging cable. But with both the JBL and Sony, if you were to use either of these two speakers while they're plugged in, you are going to get a performance boost out of them. They're going to get louder and they're going to have more bass. Whereas you don't get a performance boost with the Bose if you use it while it's plugged in. But then there's the ports on these speakers. Now, with all of these speakers, they have an audio jack, so you can use them with a wired connection, and this is a big deal for the Bose because smaller speakers like these are starting to remove their audio jacks. But the thing that I really like about the Bose here is that you can use its USB-C port to charge your own devices, which I feel is super convenient. Whereas with these two large charge your two speakers, you can only charge your phone with their USB-A port, and I think that's pointless because most phones these days come with USB-C to USB-C charging cables. However, with the ULT 7, you can plug in a USB stick and play music off of it. But something that the ULT Field 7 does have over both the Boombox 3 and the Extreme 4 is that it does have a 1/4-inch input, so that you can either plug in a microphone for karaoke or you can plug in a guitar. But realistically, I think it's great that the ULT 7 can be used for karaoke. I just hope that you're actually good at karaoke and not just getting gassed by your aunt who's just in the background clapping and saying how great you are. And when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, all of these speakers can be connected to two devices at the same time, so you and a friend can both be DJ, and latency is not an issue for any of these speakers, so you can use them to watch videos with on your phone. And when it comes to audio codecs, the Boombox 3 only has support for SBC and AAC, whereas the ULT 7 has support for SBC, AAC, and LDAC, which is Sony's own in-house high-res audio codec, but the Bose has support for SBC, AAC, and aptX adaptive. However, if you want to take advantage of either LDAC or aptX, you do have to be an Android user. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Regarding speaker setup, the Bose has dual front-firing woofers, which are angled out a little bit. There's a single front-firing tweeter and dual passive radiators that shoot out the sides. But then there's the ULT 7, which has dual front-firing woofers, dual front-firing tweeters, and dual passive radiators that shoot out the sides. But then there's the Boombox 3, which has a front-firing subwoofer, dual front-firing woofers, dual front-firing tweeters, which are stacked on top of the woofers, and dual passive radiators that shoot out the sides. Now, with all of these speakers, you can adjust their EQ to your liking, but with the ULT 7, you can either adjust its EQ to your liking, or instead, you can use either of its two ULT settings. There's ULT 1, which is going to give you more bass, and then there's ULT 2, which is going to give you more bass, but it's also going to amplify its mids. And like I mentioned earlier, with both the Boombox 3 and ULT 7, if you use these speakers while they're plugged in, you are going to get a performance boost out of them. They're going to get louder and they're going to have more bass. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the sound test. The Bose is playing at max volume so that it has a chance of keeping up, and it's playing with my preferred EQ settings, where the bass is raised by 4 clicks and the treble is raised by 5 clicks, because I'm trying to help it out here. Whereas with the Boombox 3 and ULT 7, these two are playing at 75% volume while unplugged, and the ULT 7 is playing while in ULT 2.
We go. Didn't think you would ever believe in me. Now I see your colors, now they're in my dreams. Do I need a taxi? Do I just need sleep? Cause I've been up for almost 3 weeks. Oh, you think you got to me? All you did was use me. Round and round we go. We go. Baby, baby, now I'm trying to forget you. Baby, I know everything that was about you. I've been looking for the bathroom, round and round
So obviously, either the Boombox 3 or ULT 7 are going to get louder, they're going to sound more open, and they're going to have more bass than the Bose simply because they're larger. That's a given. But if we simply focus on the Bose, personally, I feel that this speaker doesn't get as loud as you'd expect it for its size and price, and also, I can't help but feel that with its stock EQ and in real life, the Bose sounds hollow. Yes, it has a lot of bass and the vocals are very pronounced, but the instrumentals feel lost. So this is why I have said that the Bose is hard to justify for me. But then there's the max volume performance. The Bose is good for like an 8-person party, whereas the Boombox 3 and ULT 7 are good for like a 15-person party. But also there's the fact that with these two larger speakers, if you use them while they're plugged in, you are going to get a performance bump out of them. So if we strictly think about price, I would much rather go with either the JBL or Sony here over the Bose. But I understand that these speakers might be too big for you depending on your needs. But if I had to choose between the Boombox 3 and ULT 7, I am going to go with the ULT 7 because it sounds more open, it has more bass, and it gets a little louder. But finally, let's talk about pairing these speakers up with other speakers. Now, with the Bose Soundlink Max, pairing is very limited. All you can really do is just use Simple Sync with your other Bose products and get them to play in sync, but Simple Sync works with any Bluetooth product. So theoretically, you can connect a JBL Extreme 4 or Soundcore Boom 2 Plus to your Bose Smart Soundbar and get them to play in sync. The Soundlink Max here is really just holding on for the ride here. Whereas with these other two speakers, if you have two of the exact same speakers, then you can wisely pair them up and get them to play in left and right stereo mode. Now, the Boombox 3 is using JBL's Party Boost, and you can pair it up to other JBL Party Boost speakers, like either another Boombox 3, a Boombox 2, an Extreme 3, a Charge 5, a Pulse 5, Pulse 4, or to a Flip 5 or to a Flip 6, and you can pair up to 100 speakers together and get them to play in sync. But also, you can connect your Boombox 3 to JBL's newer speakers that are using Auracast, like either an Extreme 4, Clip 5, or Go 4. The only thing is, you cannot wirelessly connect your Boombox 3 to any of JBL's larger Party Box speakers, even the new ones like the Party Box 120, 320, or Ultimate, because even though these speakers are using Auracast like the Extreme 4, for some reason the Boombox 3 does not want to talk to my Party Box 320. But then there's the Sony ULT 7, which is using Sony's Party Connect, and you can pair it up to other Party Connect speakers like either another ULT 7 or to an XG500, XG300, XE300, XE200, or to an XB43, XB33, or to an XB23, and you can pair up to 100 speakers together and get them to play in sync. Or you can also pair your ULT 7 to any of Sony's larger box speakers that are also using Party Connect, like either the ULT Tower 10, XV900, XV800, or to an XV500, or even XP700 or XP500. The only sad thing is you cannot connect your ULT 7 to Sony's ULT Field 1, because unfortunately the ULT Field 1 does not have Party Connect. Overall, both JBL and Sony give you a lot of options if you plan on growing your speaker collection. But I personally do prefer Sony here because I'm starting to notice a lot of dropouts with Auracast, and sadly, this is an area where Bose really just dropped the ball here. But with all that being said, the Bose Soundlink Max is a very premium feeling speaker. However, due to its price to performance ratio, I find it very hard to justify this speaker. It doesn't sound as open as I'd expect, it doesn't get as loud as I'd expect, and its pairing capabilities are very weak. Quite honestly, if you need a small and loud speaker, you'll be much better off going with either the JBL Extreme 4 or the Soundcore Boom 2 Plus. But if size isn't an issue, then I highly recommend that you spring for either the Boombox 3 or the ULT 7 over the Bose. Personally, I do lean towards the ULT 7 because it sounds more open, it has more bass, and it gets louder, and you can use it for karaoke. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.